Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. So I'm very excited because I have all 6 fragrances of the new Charlotte Tilbury fragrance collection of emotions. Yes, she came out with not 1, not 2, but 6 fragrances. So I purchased all 6. These are travel sizes. These right here are 10 milliliters and they are $25 a piece. The full size bottle is 100 milliliters and they are $150. So I purchased the smaller size if I was going to purchase all 6 because I wanted to see which one I liked. And also I wasn't going to be able to afford however much 150 times 6 is. Now, before we get started, I do want to say there is a sponsor for today's video and I am partnering with Ana Luisa. Ana Luisa, this is I think the 3rd or maybe 4th time. I think it's the 3rd time that I've worked with them. I absolutely love their pieces and I've been wearing, this is a necklace that I received early on, I think in the first time I worked with them. And then these earrings you will see in the last probably several weeks of videos. I have been wearing these. And one of the reasons why I love Ana Luisa is because they don't tarnish, they last, but I don't take these off. Like I don't take them off to shower. I don't take them off to work out. They are Huggies. They are so comfortable. I literally never take them off. And I've never done that, but for me to wear earrings, I need to just not take them off. I have this pair in gold as well. And I think the gold one I have is a little bit of mini size, but I love these. I personally love the Huggies. I have a couple different styles. I have purchased some on my own as well. I have purchased a couple of their products as well as having partnered with them. But I just love everything and I love that I've been able to build up my jewelry collection. So this time I was able to pick 3 pieces and I picked rings because I don't wear a lot of rings and I sometimes don't even wear my wedding band. I am wearing it today, but I really want to get into wearing more rings. So I picked 3 rings. So you'll see one here and I wanted rings that were not for the ring finger. I wanted it for either my index or my middle finger. So I got a measuring and I'm a size 8, but this one I love because it's very dainty and it's just really kind of goes, you know, I'm wearing silver today, so I'm wearing that. So it goes, but I think it's very comfortable, very dainty, really pretty. And then I picked 2 other ones. Actually, when I work with them, I kind of give them a selection of different products that I want. And 2 of them were snake rings, and they sent me both of those. So I never really know what I'm getting, which is kind of fun in a way. But I also picked this one. So this is a this one is kind of dainty. So I like this one too. It's a nice gold snake ring. And then this one is really cool. And this one I like. Now I don't really like snakes, but I like these rings. So if that makes sense. But this one I really like because it just kind of goes up the, you know, it's a little bit larger, so I really like this one as well. But very excited to partner with them. Now they do have a Mother's Day sale, and which is why I felt like this was an appropriate video to do a sponsor, because fragrances are great for Mother's Day, as is jewelry. So they're having a great Mother's Day sale. If you buy 2 products, you can get 25% off, and if you buy 3 products, you get 30% off. There's an affiliate link below. I also have a promo code that you can use when there's not a sale. I will post that below, but you can't use that with a sale. So just know that if you're purchasing during a sale, usually the sale is better than my promo code. But I love Ana Luisa. I love partnering with them. I love that I've been able to kind of add to my collection. And you know, one of the things I love is that every single piece is tested and it's humidity tested. I live in a very humid climate, so you know, they don't tarnish. And then the pieces start at like $39. So really affordable, great Mother's Day gift. One of the products that I'm looking at probably to purchase for myself, or maybe this is a hint for my husband, is they have a really pretty necklace that has an initial, and both my husband and my son have the initial R, so I was thinking about getting the R initial necklace. But anyway, so thank you very much to Ana Luisa. Definitely check them out, and the affiliate link is below. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Charlotte Tilbury fragrance collection of emotions. Again, she came out with 6 fragrances. Now I'm going to tell you, I am not very well educated regarding fragrance. So I am going to do my best, but there's a lot of information that I have that I'm going to share with you. Kind of, I've learned about top notes and heart notes and base notes. I've kind of learned a lot in researching this. These were not gifted to me. I did purchase all 6 myself. That's why I got the small size. And we're going to learn a little bit about fragrance, but I did get to test these. If you did see my community post, my elderly dog that I had for 12 and a half years, she was a rescue. She passed away the same day that I got these. And I honestly just haven't been in the mindset to film. So that gave me the opportunity though to test them a little bit more. So what I've been doing is I've been kind of wearing 2 fragrances at a time for the last couple of days, so I've been able to test them. And that honestly probably ended up better for this video because I've been able to kind of really test the fragrances to really get a feel for which ones I like. Now, I will say my first impressions were really pretty much spot on of what from when I smelled them, just kind of spraying them on a little piece of paper. But I did get to see how they last throughout the day and how the notes change. So now, before we get started, let's talk about what are different types of fragrant notes. Okay, so what are fragrant notes? And this is all from Charlotte Tilbury's website. It says fragrant notes are layers of scent that are layered to form the final fragrance. Fragrance notes are categorized into 3 main categories based on how long they may take to evaporate and how long they typically last following application. So there's top notes, heart notes, and base notes. These scent notes work together in harmony and develop into the final fragrance. So first off, we have the top notes. They're also known as the opening notes or head notes, and top notes are the first thing you smell when you apply or spray a fragrance and are usually largely composed of citrus and fruity ingredients. And then because top notes are made of lighter and smaller molecules, they usually are the first to fade. And then you have heart notes. Heart notes are the scents you smell once the top notes have evaporated, and usually it consists of a wide variety of ingredients including florals, spices, and fruits. Typically heart notes make up approximately 40 to 80% of the final fragrance. Also known as middle notes, heart notes are what you can smell on your skin after you've been wearing a fragrance for a few hours. For this reason, these notes are considered to be the main character of a perfume. And then the final is the base notes, and base notes are what you can smell once the middle notes of a fragrance have evaporated and are predominantly composed of a woody, balsamic, and musky ingredients, as base notes are richer and heavier than top notes and heart notes. They are long-lasting and are the finishing note of a fragrance. So they're also called the so notes. Base notes help to boost the lighter notes while creating a fragrance final lasting impression. So that is more than I've ever learned about fragrance, but I thought that was very interesting because I've heard those terms before, but I really didn't know what they meant. So that was, hopefully you found that helpful, and if not, then hopefully you skipped it. But now, which note is the strongest in the perfume? Each note plays an important part in a fragrance, but the strongest notes are the base notes. As top notes are the first notes to shine through, they are considered to have the most volatile, as they're quick to appear, but also quick to disappear. Heart notes have a complex role as they bring together the fresh top notes and warm base notes and make up the heart of a fragrance. The base notes are the least volatile notes and the notes that linger, staying on clothes and fabrics for hours after the initial application. So I always find that I found that really interesting regarding, why, because, and I'll be honest, given the notes in some of these fragrances, and one of them that is vanilla, and I typically don't like vanilla fragrances. I do like this one, and I am going to rank the perfumes in the order that I like them. So I found it really interesting why I might like a certain fragrance that has vanilla, but maybe it's not it depends on which note it is. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, before we get into the actual perfume, let me talk about the packaging. So again, I only have the trial size. I don't have the full-size bottles. I know a lot of people don't like the full-size bottles. I'm not the biggest fan of them, as I like the actual bottle, but the top does look a little Harry Potter-ish, but I think they're beautiful, and I've seen some videos of people that have actually have the full-size bottle, and I think it's really pretty. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the top, but it is prettier. It seems that it's prettier in person than it is in pictures. Now for the packaging for these are like all like a matte finish with the exception of Joyphoria. So Joyphoria has the Charlotte Tilbury kind of, you know, metallic packaging, whereas More Sex, yes, that's the name, has the Charlotte Tilbury like burgundy, but it's still that matte finish. This is the only one that is shiny. And then if you look at the actual bottles, so here, this is Love Frequency. You can see that it is clear, whereas Joyphoria is the rose gold packaging that's not clear. Joyphoria is the only one that is not clear. It has the rose gold, and it appears to be that way for the larger bottles, whereas the larger bottles are really beautiful. But they're clear, whereas Joyphoria does have this rose gold. So I thought that was very interesting. I don't know why this one, maybe they just couldn't get a glass this color and that's the reason why they decided, I don't know. But I found it interesting that this is the only one that's like kind of metallic packaging, and then it's also the only one that's not clear. As I did mention, these are $25. The full size is $150. Now this is 10% of the large size bottle. So this isn't as good of a value as buying the larger size, but it does give you a chance to kind of try it out and see how you like it on your skin. And if you really want to try out all 6 fragrances, but you don't want to purchase 6 of the travel size, they have a tester kit, which is $30, and you get a little, I think it's 1 ml or 1.5 milliliter of each fragrance in a little tester kit. So it's $30. So each one, you know, essentially $5 each. So again, not necessarily a great value, but again, gives you a little tester where you can do that. I know Charlotte Harcroft purchased that and did her video. She has a really great video. I did watch hers because she is a little bit more knowledgeable, and I love watching her, but she's a little bit more knowledgeable on fragrance. So I did watch hers. I also wanted to get her opinion on, you know, somebody else's opinion on the fragrances, and she did some really great. So I would also encourage, if you're watching this one, watch hers as well, because, you know, everybody has different opinions and scent is so personal. So some of her least favorites are my favorites and vice versa. But so just know there's couple of different options. And if you buy a full size, you do get a small sample size of it. So you can test the sample before testing the larger size. So I'm assuming that you probably can't return it once it's been used, but so you can test it before you use it. And if you don't like the scent, you can then return it. So Charlotte Tilbury does have a very good return policy, but that's the packaging. Again, I know some people don't like the packaging. I don't think it's as bad. And from what I've seen of other people that did get the full size bottles, it's actually prettier probably in person. Okay, so let's start with my least favorite of the 6 new fragrances. Again, this is very subjective, so I think it just depends on what your personal preference is. So, but again, like I said, there isn't any that I don't like, and I fully intend to use all 6 of these. However, the top 2, if I were to buy a full bottle, it would probably be just for the top 2, just because it's quite pricey. However, I do like having the smaller sizes of all of them. My least favorite, so number 6 spot, is going to be Love Frequency. So Love Frequency is the pink bottle, and it is described as a floral woody, and it's a vibrant union between bold patchouli, sensual woody notes, and velvety addictive musk. Love Frequency is the alluring and perfect scent of eternal and all-encompassing love. The sacred heart symbol on the glass bottle is said to equate to boundless and passionate love. The top notes are pink pepper. The heart notes are sultry saffron, romantic rose ultimate extract, hypnotic rose essential, and then base notes are sensual musk, warm cashmere wood, alluring amber woods, and intoxicating patchouli heart. When you first spray this, I will say, like as I smell it, and I really, it is you, as I'm spraying, this one I sprayed earlier today, and you can smell now the musk. Like, I actually like the base notes quite a bit. What I realize is that I don't really like is the rose. I don't really like rose scents. So like right now I'm smelling it and I actually like it. And as it wore on, I did like it more. However, as like when I first spray it, and I'll just spray it here, you definitely smell the rose a lot more. But as it wears off, you definitely smell the musky more. So I actually like this one as it wears on, but I'm not a big fan of rose. So that's the reason why it's my least favorite. As it wears on though, I do really like it. So that's kind of an interesting thing. And really, I never really thought about the base notes, top notes, etc. So like right now, you can really smell the rose. But before that, when I was just smelling what was left from earlier today, I just smell like the woody and the musk. So this is my least favorite, number 6. And again, I like this. I will definitely wear it, but I wouldn't purchase a full bottle of this one. Okay, in the 5th spot for my favorites is Cosmic Power, and Cosmic Power is the purple bottle, and this is described as a spicy amber, and it says this is empowerment in a bottle, boosts feelings of empowerment with emotion boosting molecules in my spicy amber perfume. The cosmic symbols on the glass bottle connect us to the universe. The top notes are bold black pepper oil, divine cinnamon bark oil, uplifting bergamot oil, fresh Woody Elemi Oil. Heart notes are opulent rose ultimate, empowering frankincense accord, and then the base notes are mystical amber accord, enchanting vanilla bean extract, and then powdery musk. So again, this is another one that I liked as it wore on. And if I spray this one that I sprayed earlier, you can smell the powdery musk is really what I smell the most. The top notes, again, it's definitely a different, it's not, again, it's one that I liked more as it wore on, but not that I didn't like it as at first, it just wasn't my favorite, but I do like the powdery musks of it. And as I spray it now, it definitely smells, you can smell like the spiciness of it, and it's kind of, I mean, again, I'm not really good at perfumes, but you definitely, it almost smells like a different perfume as it wears, as it wears off. But again, this was my 5th favorite. As it wears on, I liked it more just because I like the powdery musk, the, black pepper oil, cinnamon bark oil, and then again, the heart note is rose, and rose again is another one that I'm just not a fan of rose scents, so you definitely smell the rose there too. So Cosmic Power is number 5. Okay, in the number 4 spot is Calm Bliss. So Calm Bliss is the one in the teal bottle. Now this is probably my 2nd favorite color of the bottle. I just think it's such a beautiful color, so I love that. Definitely feels aquatic, and this one is described as a fresh aquatic, so that kind of makes sense. I do feel like this is a very calming color, even though it's kind of bright, so I do like that. Again, it's fresh aquatic, and this is serenity in a bottle. Boost your feelings of serenity with emotion boosting molecules in my fresh floral aquatic perfume. The lotus flower symbol on the glass bottle is the sacred symbol of purity and rebirth. The top notes are fresh bergamot oil, sweet neroli oil, relaxing lavandin oil. Heart notes are soothing orange flower absolute, refreshing watery accord. Base notes are warm tonka bean accord, pure musk, white musk, and then peaceful orris concrete. That last one, I don't even know what that is. Now, as I'm smelling it, now this one I will say to me had the least longevity. Not that it didn't last, but it's more subtle. This one I just felt like is a more subtle perfume. It definitely lasts, like I can still, these I sprayed maybe 10 or 12 hours ago and I can still smell it. But this one just had the least impact. It's just not as intense as some of the other scents. And then this one I will say, like right as I'm smelling it now, I can definitely smell the white musk. That's what I'm smelling. Now when I go and spray it here, now it definitely smells, I can smell the orange, like I definitely smell the orange, and probably the lavandin oil is really what I smell the most. I like this one. I really like the orange. I love citrus scents. I love, citrus type scents, florals. So I really like this one. It's just the other ones I liked more. So I really did like this one. This is when I think the bottom 2 are the ones that I like the least and I probably wouldn't purchase. But those are because they had the rose and the rose was very prominent, where these are ones that, yeah, I would purchase this. Like I like it. I like it a lot. I like how it wears. However, this one is, to me, it just didn't, it's just the least intense as far as the scent. I did smell it, it did stay on, it did last. However, it just wasn't as intense as the other ones. Okay, so to recap for my bottom three, my number 6 was Love Frequency, my number 5 was Cosmic Power, and then my number 4 was Calm Bliss. Now for my husband, I did ask him kind of what his opinion was, and his least favorite was Cosmic Power. He did not like this one at all. He didn't like it on me, so didn't like this one. And it wasn't like he hated it, but he just didn't like it. He's like, nah, I don't really like that one. Then number 5, that was the only one he didn't like. Number 5 was Calm Bliss, same thing. He kind of just felt like it wasn't very intense. He's like, oh, it's okay. He liked it, but it didn't really love. And then Love Frequency was his number 4. He did like this one. He liked the other ones more, but he did like this one. So I thought that was interesting that our bottom 3 and our top 3 were the same, but that was completely different order. Okay, next up we're going into the top 3. So my number 3 was Magic Energy. So Magic Energy is the green one, and this one, I love the bottle as well. I love the color green. It's just a really gorgeous, and I've seen the bottle and I think it's absolutely stunning. And it's described as a woody fresh, and as I'm smelling, you know, again, the base notes here, I definitely smell the woody fresh. And this one is described as this is energy in a bottle, boost feelings of energy with emotion boosting molecules in my citrus woody fragrance. The star symbol on the glass bottle is said to represent human spirit plus the 7 human chakras. The top notes are reawakening bergamot oil, earthy myrtle oil. The heart notes are sophisticated cypress ultimate, sweet jasmine sambac, seaweed absolute, and then the base notes are cashmere wood, spiritual palo santo accord, ambergris accord, and olibanum resinoid. If I mispronounced those, I'm really sorry. So now this is one that's interesting because I like it more when I first spray it. The base notes are probably what I don't like as much, but I do like it more when I spray it, and the heart notes. But here, as I'm smelling the base notes, I know it's not that I don't like it, I just like it more the top notes and the heart notes. So I'll spray a little bit here so I can kind of describe it. But you know, when you're smelling the base notes, I definitely smell the cashmere wood, I would say. Now seaweed, I mean, I eat those like seaweed snacks, but I don't know what that smells like. But yeah, here I smell definitely the bergamot oil and definitely the jasmine. So I like this one more initially is what I like this. You know, probably the top notes and the heart notes. But it's not that I don't like it as it wears on, but just something that you want to consider, especially if you do get the samples. Now that I know a little bit more about fragrance, I kind of will probably be a little bit more in tune when I'm looking at fragrances between, you know, when I first initially spray it and then as it wears on, how do I like it? But Magic Energy is really nice. I like it. It is again my number 3. I think it's really good, and this one did have really good longevity as well. Okay, so there are 2 left, and I will say between 1 and 2, they could really be switched. I love both of them. Both are very, very different, and they're very different in different ways, and I think I would wear one over the other depending on the mood I'm in or what I'm doing. So my number 2 is for when I'm feeling a little sexy, a little sensual, maybe I'm going out. That's kind of what I'm doing, and it is the one named More Sex. I cannot stand the name. My husband loved the name. I personally do not like the name. It's not that I don't like it. Yeah, I don't really like it. Because, you know, if somebody says, oh, what are you wearing? It's like, yeah, More Sex. Okay, so, but that's the name of the perfume. It is described as a musky sandalwood, and as I smell the base notes and I'm smelling what I sprayed earlier, I definitely smell the sandalwood, and then the Ambery Wood. You can definitely smell it. So this is addictive seduction in a bottle. Boost your feelings of seduction with emotion boosting molecules in my musky leather fragrance with sandalwood. Seductive lips symbol on the glass bottle represent sensuality and passion. The top notes are black pepper oil, magnetic juniper berry oil. The heart notes are seductive addictive sensual accord, and then addictive leather accord. The base notes are a velvety musk, caressing ambery wood, and sensual sandalwood oil Caledonia. So again, this one is one that I can smell. Again, it's very musky, very sandalwood, and kind of like a unisex. I think a lot of these are considered unisex perfumes, but I'll spray it here, but I can smell the sandalwood here definitely. And as I spray it here, I can smell, let's see, I definitely smell the juniper berry and the black pepper oil as well. So I really like this one when you first spray it. Like when you first spray it and the first, you know, probably few hours, I really like it. I also do like this one as it wears on. This one just feels, I mean, I hate the name, but it's kind of, this does feel like when I wore this, it does feel sexy. I would wear this when I want to feel sexy. I love the bottle. Red is my favorite color. It is this really gorgeous red. I would love the real bottle of this because I just think it's stunning. But this is just, it is really sexy, you know, just a sexy perfume. So I really like this one, just don't like the name. Okay, so that leaves my number one, and that is Joyphoria. Joyphoria was my number one, and this is the one, again, that's the only one that doesn't have the clear bottle or the clear, you know, travel size, and I love the rose gold packaging, so I really would love that one as well. I think that and the red one are probably my two favorite as far as like the actual packaging and bottles as well, the shade. But Joyphoria was my favorite, and this is described as a warm floral vanilla, and that's where it's really interesting because I am not a big fan of vanilla scents. However, the vanilla is very understated, and this would be the fruity floral. This one is just, I just absolutely love it. Now, as I smell this, you definitely don't smell the vanilla at all, even though it is a base note. I definitely smell, well, I'll talk about this one, but this one is a warm, again, it's described as a warm floral vanilla, and this is happiness in a bottle. Boost your feelings of happiness with emotion boosting molecules in my warm floral perfume with vanilla. The radiant sun symbol on the glass bottle can brighten and add Joyphoria to your day. The top notes are joyful petitgrain oil, euphoric coconut water accord, and uplifting neroli oil. Heart notes are intoxicating tuberose, absolute, and warm jasmine sambac, and radiant yang yang. And then the base notes are enchanting vanilla bean extract, velvety cashmere wood, and then powdery musk. As I'm smelling this, I smell a hint of vanilla, but not overly powerful, but I do smell the powdery musk as well as the cashmere wood. And then as you spray it, it definitely is the more fruity floral. Like this one, I just love it. Like this one. Now this one is probably not the most unique of all of them. I think some of the other scents are definitely unique. I think Magic Energy, I think, is very unique. Even More Sex is pretty unique. This one is probably, you could probably find something similar. However, I really like this, and I also really like how this one wears. I like all the notes. Like I like it, just it definitely is different as the notes wear, but I like the notes and I like how it wears and I like how it smells, you know, several hours in when it's just the base notes. But it's really, really good. And I just, again, I do feel like this one is Joyphoria. It just makes me feel happy. This would be when I wanna, you know, I'm going on vacation, or this is like, to me, a daytime fragrance. This would be, that's where, you know, if I have a hot date with my husband, I'm going with More Sex. But if I have, you know, I'm going out with my girlfriends, I'm probably wearing Joyphoria. I think it does smell like happiness in a bottle. And one of my favorite fragrances growing up was the Clinique Happy, which I still really like. I don't wear it anymore and I don't have a bottle, but I always love that perfume, and it does smell like happy. Now this doesn't smell like that, but I still get that same feeling. Like I do feel like this is just a happy fragrance. So I really like this. So again, my top three were, number 3 was Magic Energy, number 2 was More Sex, and then number 1 was Joyphoria. These two would really be interchangeable, but I loved all three. And I could maybe even get a bottle of this one. Kind of looks like a Christmas tree here. If I got all three, it would be very Christmassy. Now, my husband, his number 3 was More Sex. his number 2 was Magic Energy, and then his number 1 was Joyphoria. So we had both had the number 1 fragrance. Now, once he heard the name, I didn't show him the names when I had him pick the fragrances, so he really liked the name More Sex, but he did like Magic Energy a little bit more. But I think, but Joyphoria for him was the clear number 1. So I thought that was interesting that we picked the top 3 and the bottom 3 were the same. And, you know, also, you know, you want your partner to like what you're wearing. There have been perfumes that I really like that he doesn't like, so I tend not to wear them. Or I wear them when I'm not going to be around it, maybe when I'm going out. But, you know, I like the fact that my top 3 were his top 3 as well. So those again are the fragrances from Charlotte Tilbury. I think they're really good. I did forget to mention the perfumers who developed the fragrances. 4 of them were developed by Anne Flipo. One of them was developed by a lady. Magic Energy was developed by a lady named Juliet, and I cannot pronounce her last name, but it's down in the description box below. And then Cosmic Power was developed by Dominique Ropion. He developed Cosmic Power. So, but all 3 are really well-established perfumers and really very well known in their field. So I think that that's why there's really great quality, and I think these were really well developed. But again, perfume and fragrance is very subjective. I encourage you, if you haven't watched it already, to watch Charlotte Holcroft's video, because her least favorite was one of my favorites, and we definitely have different opinions. So, you know, maybe your tastes are more like hers. So I think, but I getting other people's opinions. So if you are going to purchase these blindly, you get somebody else's opinion as kind of what they liked and what they didn't like. Also, these are going to be available at Sephora, but I don't believe they're going to be at Ulta. I believe they might be Sephora exclusives for now. So you can go in store to Sephora if you have one and test them out as well. But if you order them, you can get, you will get, if you order a full-size bottle, you will get a sample. As always, I have a promo code. It is Shannon FFA012. That will save you 15% off your first order. Right now it is going to be 20% off, but I don't know how long that's going to last. So hopefully if you get this and you purchase it, you can save 20%, but if not, that promo code, you know, does work all the time for your first order. But that is it. So thank you very much again to Ana Luisa for partnering on this video. So you can get your mother, or if you are a mother, you can request, you know, perfume and jewelry. I mean, that is a great Mother's Day. So with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.